As a platinum trophy hunter with a 9-to-5, wife, and kid, I only play so many new games every year. And that's where PlayStation's annual holiday sale comes into the picture, as this is my chance to get the best games from the past year or two and grow my backlog for the low price of adding a little bit to the Christmas bills we're still paying off. Which also introduces a major problem. Which new game do I actually play and eventually complete next? To answer that, I bought every game on my wishlist that was on sale for the sole purpose of playing each one for an hour, ranking them, and deciding which one is worthy enough of being my next platinum trophy. Shout out to my wife for approving me spending our hard-earned adult money on more children's games. Without further ado, let me introduce each game I ended up buying. Starting with Star Wars Outlaws. Now from what I hear, it's not a bad game necessarily, it's a Ubisoft game. Alright, I'm just gonna add it to my cart and then I'm just gonna buy everything at once. It's a Patrick Star game. Put it in the cart. If you know anything about Goat Simulator, turn the goat into Patrick Star and you got a game, apparently. Shinobi Art of Vengeance. Okay, I actually played the demo for this like the week the game came out and I actually had a lot of fun with it. I like games like this. It's just like a 2D side-scrolling kind of beat 'em up. If you've ever played the OG Shinobis on the Sega Genesis, you know. If not, we're gonna learn together. Split Fiction. Okay, this is a game I've actually been trying to hype up to my wife, so maybe if I can convince her to join me, maybe we'll get a special guest. But if you played It Takes Two, it's the same concept. I shouldn't say it's the same concept, it's the same developers, similar concept, obviously different story, different setting, you know, all that fun stuff. But this game's like Game of the Year contender, supposedly. So I do want to play it. It's going in the cart. Revenge of the Savage Planet. Now, I don't hear anyone talking about these games. This is actually the sequel to, I think it's called Journey to the Savage Planet, which I've actually only played once for about an hour and I thought it was hilarious. So we're doing it. We're not playing old Star Wars games for a while, let me tell you something. But what I am going to play is a second SpongeBob game, Titans of the Tide, which actually just came out. If you know Battle for Bikini Bottom and 3D Collectathon SpongeBob platformers, this is that. Easy peasy, I'm buying. But Hollow Knight Silksong's on sale. We know what Hollow Knight Silksong is, okay? Let's not beat around the bush. It's going in the cart. Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Unfortunately for me, I technically had the game through PS Plus, but it was one of those games that they rotate it, so I lost access to it and I have to actually pay for it, which sucks, but it is what it is. It's only $10. I don't like the first game enough. I still need to platinum it. It's Star Wars Dark Souls, let's be real. That's all it is. I don't like Dark Souls like that. I'm being 100% serious, don't get mad at me. Not my cup of tea. But I'll play this game. Right now we gotta talk about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Splintered Fate, but I believe it's a Ninja Turtles roguelike. Am I correct in that? I mean, I guess I'll find out for the low price of $11.99. Which is a pretty good sale because I think it's a newer game, right? Yeah, it came out in May. Let's give it a try. And at the top of my list, y'all, why did I leave this on the wish list? Oh no, why did I leave this on the wish list? No, I said I would buy every game that's on the wish list. Do I have to? I'm making an executive decision. Goodbye. Not on my wish list. All right, so what we have here, we have 9 games for a grand total of $185.91. That's right, nearly 186 doll hairs to purchase 9 newer releases. Honestly, for a year that was as stacked as 2025, it's not too shabby in my opinion. Or I've just accepted the fact that I got fleeced on this, but we aren't debating that right now. Especially since this is all tax write-off for me. Like, we love business expenses and we love that y'all kindly donate your watch time and subs, making this hobby a business for me. But enough sappy stuff. It's time to check out a game from a galaxy far, far away. Developed by Massive Entertainment and published by your favorite gaming corporation, Ubisoft, this third-person stealth-focused action-adventure game originally released in 2024 to not-so-pretty reviews. But how does this punching bag of a game hold up in the big 2026? Well, simply put, I actually enjoyed my hour with it. I know there was a lot of due and undue criticism of the game upon release, but playing it now, in 2026, I had 0 problems whatsoever. Sure, it started with the Ubisoft patented fetch quest, but after that, the game quickly builds upon itself with some solid gunplay, annoyingly easy stealth sequences, some interesting choices and puzzles, and a world and story that I just want to dive deeper into. Don't look down because I went down. And I don't think I'm supposed to go down. Oh no! I was already swinging backwards. Indeed, indubitably. Yes. I died. That's my analysis of that situation. Oh my god. Oh my. Broke my back on that one. Did not die, but broke my back. Still good enough for a reset, in my opinion. Okay, not like literally though. There was a little bit of a learning curve, and I tend to play these kinds of stealth-heavy games pretty cautiously, but everything here is pretty fleshed out upon first glance. I've been watching some videos recently about Outlaws, and I've heard that the gameplay loop doesn't really expand after the first couple of hours, which, if that's true, I can understand why someone wouldn't like it. But for a simple man such as myself that just wants to get immersed in a Star Wars narrative that isn't super high stakes or anything, I'm okay with that. I may not go for the 100% completion plus DLCs, but I'm interested in seeing the story out. Kay is a serviceable protagonist, Nix is my new best friend, and I kinda like that I saw the first plot twist coming. Yep, I knew it. I freaking called it when you get captured. Freaking called it. But where are we starting our tier list off at? Honestly, everything seems pretty well done to me so far. I'm not at all mad about that. Oh man, initial reaction to that first hour? Ooh, I'm debating either high B or low A, honestly. Like, nothing about that felt bad. You know what I'm saying? You know, we'll put this in A tier for now. Obviously, I got quite a few more games to play here, so we can always adjust it if necessary, but I'm feeling A tier, honestly. For just the first hour, I like it. That's fun. It's nothing too crazy or groundbreaking, but it is fun. I like the way that it feels. I like the way it plays. The game looks good. The game sounds good. A little bit of easy mode, predictable story so far. But we'll see how the rest of it goes, I guess. But for now, I feel good about A tier. And what's next? Developed by PHL Collective and published by Outright Games, this simulator released in late 2024 to, let's just say, mixed reviews, mostly citing the short duration of the game and lack of original story. But hey, Patrick doesn't need a fully thought out story to get his own game. He just needs an idea and a sandbox like Bikini Bottom to play around in. And boy, does he do that. And once again, don't get mad at me, because I like playing it. Even when cosplaying as a sad Steelers fan, I was living once I got a feel for the game. And once I got a feel for things, it didn't take much longer to break it. What did I just do? What? How did I end up in the dump? I think I just clipped the entire world. What just happened? But what exactly do you do in this game? Well, I'm very glad you asked, because you were definitely thinking that, and I didn't just write it into my script to explain the core gameplay mechanics with no better transition. So have you ever heard of Goat Simulator? Well, it's just that, but underwater. And with early 2000s SpongeBob jokes and references galore. You literally just run, jump, grab, and burp your way through random tasks that other well-known SpongeBob characters give you. There's no linear story, there's no predefined path set before you. The entirety of Bikini Bottom is open to whatever chaos you bring along. I ended up checking out a playground with Gary, the dump with Plankton, Glove World with SpongeBob, boating school with Mrs. Puff, and downtown Bikini Bottom as the newest DoorDash driver in town. So with physics and common sense being darned... Oh. How did I end up rating the game? Yeah, no, that's a game. And, it's an interesting game. It's an interesting game. Am I biased because I love SpongeBob games? How is this about to be ranked? I think objectively I have to give it a B tier. I can't rate it above Star Wars Outlaws, but I'm having more fun with this than I was with Star Wars Outlaws, I think. Am I a child for saying that? Perhaps. Maybe, perchance. But this game's really fun. It's stupid, it's pointless, and I love it for that, I think. I'm having fun with it. I just played it for an hour, and that felt much shorter than playing Star Wars Outlaws for an hour. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what else to say about it. If you like stupid simulators and you like SpongeBob, this is like a 10 out of 10 purchase. On sale. I'll say that. Because from what I hear, you can like 100% this game in under 10 hours. And if you pay anything more than 20 bucks, you're getting scammed for that. Unless you really enjoy it, of course. But if you're looking for some stupid mindless fun for less than 20 bucks, get it on sale. It's kind of worth it in my opinion. And that's where I'll leave it. And it's funny because next, I'm playing a much different game. And that game is Shinobi. Developed by Lizard Cube and published by Sega, this is the first truly new game that I bought off my wishlist. And let me tell you, there's a lot of very good reasons why this game did very well critically, even though I feel like it kind of flew under the radar. I mean, just look at this game's presentation. It just screams aura. The art style, the refined 2D action platforming, the soundtrack, the gradual, yet quick, difficulty curve that actually teaches you something as you play the game more. Yes, there were parts that expose a skill issue and greatly upset me, but that's not a knock against the game, just that I'm I'm kind of old now. Speaking of, if you even had a chance to play any of the OG Shinobi games on the Sega Genesis or any console they've been remastered on, go play at least one of those games first and then come back and play this. Trust me, you'll be amazed at the progression this series has gone through. But even if you don't want to go through all that trouble because you're lazy and / or just don't care, then that's fine. I'll continue to make fun of you behind your back. Just kidding. I totally won't gossip because I'm a respectable adult man that only enjoys 2 types of tea, green tea and milk tea. For real though, I have a son. I don't have time to judge you. Just play this game. Stop making excuses. If you enjoy whatever category of game this is, then go make that purchase expeditiously. Unfortunately, my initial reaction was sour due to me being mad because bad, but I stand by my ranking. This game's pretty sick, I'm not gonna lie. It's sick, it's tough. I do enjoy this style of game still. It's also tough because like personally, like is it weird to say that I'm not feeling it? Is that wrong to say? And I don't know, that's like undecided, but I'm like, like I don't wanna rage at this game, you know? I wanna like enjoy it, but it's already challenging. My fingers, I have old man hands. I'm almost 30, I'm old. This game should not be like giving me that kind of challenge. Granted, I think they made this game like purposefully difficult. Like there's, you know, there's a little bit of, you gotta learn the mechanics and the systems and the bosses and like how they all work. There's that element to it, which is fine, but it's not something I normally deal with when I play games. But this is an A-tier game, in my opinion. This is like super well done. The art's gorgeous, soundtrack's good. It's fun to play. Like, I'm excited to like see how it pans out. I feel confident with A tier. All right, so what's the next game? Developed by Hazelight Studios and published by EA, this co-op action-adventure game actually garnered a ton of attention and acclaim. I mean, when the dev's portfolio includes A Way Out and It Takes Two, they know how to cook. Only issue for me, as was when I tried to play It Takes Two with my wife, it's that my wife is not a gamer. Sure, she loves playing Tetris and Mario Kart occasionally, but she's barely the definition of a casual gamer, and that's very okay. She has many other interests and passions. That does unfortunately leave this game in a tough place for me. I decided to still give it a try, even though it's multiplayer only, and that itself was quite the experience. Yeah, there's no way to do this by yourself. Not an easy way. But the early part of the game just didn't do it for me. You're telling me a book publisher has become an evil mega corporation with hopes of taking over all our thoughts and ideas? In this day and age, when kids and grown adults both can't read? Like, let's be real here. At least in America, ain't happening. I will say, if you're into very well done sci-fi and / or fantasy worlds with a unique story and interesting enough platforming and cooperative puzzle solving, then this game might be for you, just not for me. Which on one hand is a bummer, but on the other hand, that's one less game in my backlog and that I need to try to convince my wife to sit through for the entirety of the game. She already beat both Overcooked games with me. Maybe we'll just enjoy Mario Party together for the time and maybe try this game again in the future. Any additional thoughts, John? I mean, unfortunately, it's a tough one. My wife is not in here right now, so it's just me on the 2 rollers. And it's, you know, can only do so much in a game like this by yourself, which is unfortunate. But it is what it is. In terms of like, would I recommend this to my wife now, having played it for half an hour? Honestly, it's kind of tough. We did try playing It Takes Two, and we played it for a few hours, but it was like too much platforming for my wife. We play Tetris pretty often, honestly, and she loves it. She's a wizard at Tetris, but she doesn't really do platformers. So with this one being a platformer, this already feels like a little more difficult than It Takes Two. And with it being both sci-fi and fantasy, I don't see her being that drawn into it. So I don't know, maybe we'll give it a go at some point in the future, but honestly, I think personally I have to go B tier. This might end up further on the backlog, but that's okay. Well, with that, next game. Developed and published by Raccoon Logic. Shout out True Indie Games. This third-person action-adventure game is a sequel to Journey to the Savage Planet. Quick little story time here. So I actually only played Journey to the Savage Planet exactly once, loved it, then never picked it back up. Come to recently find out that the original developer, Typhoon Studios, was bought and shut down by Google around the first game's release cycle. But the team stuck together, bought the Savage Planet IP back, and then grinded out a sequel that I didn't see a ton of marketing for, but I just knew I'd have to check it out. Which leads me here today stating I don't know how to feel about the game. So I'll present my feedback as my favorite thing to eat for lunch in high school. A sandwich. I'd say the biggest strength of this game is the writing. Oh my god, it's literally a mobile home in New Florida. Revenge of the Savage Planet, there's the title card. Love it. Oh. The wit and world building are all top notch and got some hearty chuckles out of me.
Or this again.
I am Groot.
Are you allowed to say that? That's funny. That was unexpected. I love the writing in the first game and it's arguably better in this game. In terms of critical feedback, I'll make it real simple. I was not expecting to play a Ratchet and Clank clone, and I don't know how I feel about that. Look, I love playing Ratchet and Clank, definitely an all-time great series in gaming in my opinion, but unfortunately, when a different game feels like a Ratchet and Clank game, it feels like a cheap copy. It's kinda like McDonald's. It's a cheap version of the premium stuff you love, and you know exactly what you're in for when you buy it, but does that necessarily mean it's good? You be the judge. I'll end this section by saying, I do trust the devs to make very solid games that are lighthearted and fun to play, and we need more indie devs that can put out good products. I do wish there was some more discussion around this game, but here's what I had to offer after my short playtime. Oh man, I don't know what to feel. I wasn't expecting the gameplay loop of this game. I don't know, I can't shake it, but I'm feeling a B tier for this one. Just off that first, that was what, 40-ish minutes that I actually got to play, I think, 30 or 40 minutes. It didn't really hook me. I'm going to be honest. I don't know why, but it just didn't really hook me. So I didn't find it all too gripping. I mean, I love a good Ratchet and Clank type game. Love Ratchet and Clank. But that's the thing about Ratchet and Clank type games is that Ratchet and Clank will always be better. You know, it's the whole name of it. So I don't know. And I thought they had something going with Journey to the Savage Planet. And this feels like a much different game, which isn't a bad thing. I can see this one being fun though. But enough with that. Because next up, developed by Purple Lamp and published by THQ Nordic, this sequel to The Cosmic Shake is a collectathon platformer, much like any other 3D SpongeBob game. And you know what? This game made me realize that almost all SpongeBob games are just like standard B tier games, and let me explain why. I know I just made the McDonald's analogy a couple minutes ago. Probably less, but I can't really tell because I'm writing the script before editing the video, because that's how this whole video creation process goes for me. But the same concept of you know what you're getting when you order applies here. Are any of these SpongeBob games the best mascot platformers available? No. But are they nostalgic and fun to play? For me, absolutely. Still a joy to play, even at Unk status. Compared to Battle for Bikini Bottom, this game is pretty whimsical and at times not as worthy of being titled a classic, but compared to The Cosmic Shake, this game does just about everything better, particularly the combat, which is a funny thing to say about a SpongeBob game. But play both of them and you'll get it. Again, this is a game best enjoyed by people that still quote seasons 1 through 3 of SpongeBob to this day, like myself and my siblings. But even if that isn't you and you enjoy goofy little platformers, why not give it a try? I know I already stated my ranking of this game, but let me support it a little further. Very nice. Well, that is a new SpongeBob Collectathon 3D platformer. It's better than Patrick Star Game, but the B tier. This is definitely B tier. I don't know, something about it, like, it feels a little more polished than Cosmic Shake, but at the same time, part of me wants to say I enjoyed Cosmic Shake more, you know, early on at least. It didn't draw me in. The story feels rather juvenile, which, I mean, it's SpongeBob, of course it's gonna be juvenile, you know. I can't be too picky there, but I like it because it's a SpongeBob game, but I don't know if I like the game, you know what I'm saying? The game's not bad, and maybe it's because, you know, I'm in like my Arc Raiders phase right now, and I am loving playing games like that where give me this like last year and I would have loved it, but this year I don't know if it's gonna hit. I'll probably still platinum it though, because I'm sure it's an easy 10-hour plat, so I'm gonna go for it. But with that all in mind, we're moving on to the next game. Developed and published by Team Cherry, known for creating Hollow Knight, one of the biggest games of all time that, to this day, I've never played. Pump the brakes real quick. I know you've got the tomatoes ready, but just know that I was grinding Fortnite and Call of Duty at that time in my life. So a 2D Metroidvania was definitely not at the top of my wish list. And I can recognize now that I need to try to beat it sooner rather than later. But with Silksong being the talk of the town over the past few months, I knew I had to give it a try. And wow, am I glad I did. I now fully understand why this game crashed just about every online storefront selling it on release day. This game is simply a masterpiece. Again, no expert in the genre or Hollow Knight or anything like that, but I can recognize a game that's been built with love and does an incredible job on every front. Gameplay, art direction, sound design, level layout, progression, difficulty curve. I mean, what can I say that hasn't been said already by every critic? I see the light now. I get why this was nominated for Game of the Year at the Game Awards and probably had a fighting chance were it not for the French. I honestly didn't expect to love this game, but I can't wait to play it more now. Oh yeah, and play the first Hollow Knight now, for the lore of course. I think we may have the first game worthy of a certain category from my wish list so far. Wow, okay. I both have a lot to unpack and not a lot. S tier. Simple as that. This is coming from the guy who's never played Hollow Knight before. This game slaps. This game slaps. And now I feel like I need to go back and play Hollow Knight before I play this. I still don't really understand what's fully going on quite yet. I know it sounds like we're trying to climb a tower and find someone, and I wanted to do that. I'm in it. Everything in this game is gorgeous. Simple as that. Everything looks gorgeous. Everything sounds gorgeous. Everything feels gorgeous. I don't know how else to put it. This game got the sauce. I need to go play Hollow Knight now. That's great. I need to go beat that game. So I can beat Silksong and understand maybe what's going on, but probably not. I'm into it. I want to play it. I want to play it more. Enough about Silksong. We all know about Silksong. But what do we know about this next game? Developed by Respawn Entertainment and published by EA, this game is a sequel to Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. A game that I have actually beaten, just not platinumed yet. And I know the developer is owned by EA, but they know what they're doing. They're responsible for Titanfall, Apex Legends, the only Medal of Honor game we've seen in almost 15 years, and some of the most critically acclaimed Star Wars games ever. Like, these guys are pushing action games forward and have been for years now. But enough Respawn glazing. It's time for me to glaze Survivor. And no, not the TV show, the Star Wars game. Off the bat, you can see the Metroidvania and Souls-like influences on this game's design. Tough but fair combat, sprawling levels to explore, tight platforming sections, fantastic worlds and set pieces. And if you've played Fallen Order, just know that this game is better in just about every way, even early on. Having Cal, the main protagonist, already be a whole Jedi Knight is just such a game changer, instead of having to unlock basic abilities and powers over the course of a whole game. It's just such a refined and cinematic experience, and you really do feel the power and weight of Jedi-focused combat in this game. It's awesome. Again, Metroidvanias and Souls-likes are not my cup of tea, but I'm actually excited to play more of this game and further delve into the narrative and force-wielding combat. In my final ranking for this game's fantastic. Firstly, I really like this game. I'm not good at it, but I really like it. Because one of the issues with Fallen Order is like you have to like work your way to become a Jedi, versus this game, like you're just already a Jedi and you can kick butt cheeks, and that's lit. That's the simple analysis. This is definitely a step better than Outlaws, but at the same time, Star Wars Outlaws is already an A. So we got some thinking to do here. Because I don't want to give this game S tier yet. It feels great, it looks great, it sounds great, it's fun to play. I want to get hooked into it more. I think I'm more invested in this than Outlaws now. You know what? Heck with it. This game's getting an S tier. This is a very solid game. It's going below Silksong, but this is an S tier in terms of like this list and where we're at with everything right now. The S tier. And that leaves us with one last game to play. Developed and published by Super Evil Megacorp. Yes, that's their actual name. This is a Ninja Turtles themed roguelite, which is quite the concept in my opinion. The game was seen in a generally positive light, with several people comparing it to Hades in good and critical ways. Hey look, another game that seemingly everyone loves that I've never played before. Talking about Hades. Look, roguelikes are also not a genre game I tend to seek out, like, at all, but using the Ninja Turtles to bait me in, you got me. So what can you expect from this game? Well, I basically just played as Leonardo to hack and slash my way through room after room of enemies, unlocking short-term boosts after each room until my run inevitably ended. And that's the gameplay loop. They didn't really delve into the more long-term upgrades and stuff, but there seems to be quite a bit to do, and I'm intrigued in seeing how the story plays out. So almost gotta say Master Splinter. It's good fun, and I can see this being enjoyable with some friends, especially when taking on the Turtles personas. It's nothing super crazy, so if you're into roguelikes, I can see this game providing you with at least a few hours of fun. Now, what were my final thoughts? I'm not a roguelike guy. I don't really play roguelikes, so I don't know if I can give it like a fair assessment just like in that regard and like in comparison to other roguelikes, but I did have fun with this. It's cool. It's a unique idea for a Ninja Turtles game, so kind of surprised it took them this long to make one finally, but here we are. That feels like a good like pick up and play it for half an hour kind of game. But with that being said, this has the makings of a B tier game, in my opinion. This is not going to be a game that I rush back to play. I have no problems with it. It's just not my cup of tea. I did go out of my comfort zone for this one and for a few of the other titles, honestly. Got surprised a few times. And you know, that's what gaming is. You try stuff out, you see what you like, and you play the stuff that you do like. Simple as that. Alright, well with that being said, this was the last game, so let's check out that tier list and make sure everything looks good. Okay, how is this looking? So obviously we got B tier being Split Fiction, Titans of the Tide, Splintered Fate, Savage Planet, and the Patrick Star game. That feels pretty accurate by my personal opinion here. Honestly, B tier is kind of, you can probably put them in any position and they're all just B tier. I don't think it really matters too much, but we'll leave it at that. A tier is Shinobi and Outlaws. I kind of stand by this one actually. I think both will be a great deal of fun and I'm actually really looking forward to playing those. And then S tier is Silksong and Jedi Survivor. These are the two games that I'm like, I must beat these games. These are the two that I have to really look at completing, I think. Well, I don't know about Silksong. Apparently Silksong has a very long platinum that I don't know if I have time for right now, but it could go in the backlog. Teehee. Just like everything else in my life. Just kidding. I'm a responsible adult man. Everything else comes above video games for me. I have responsibilities. I gotta pay bills. I gotta put diapers on my son. I gotta take my wife on dates. I got stuff to do, you know what I'm saying? I just do this in the 2 hours I have before I go to bed every night. I don't have time to platinum Silksong. Now 2 hours a night, that's gonna take way too long. But it is what it is. But the question is, which game will I actually platinum from this tier list? I got an award. Earn all the trophies. That's crazy. Oh, what am I doing? What am I doing with my life? Well, there it is. The platinum trophy for the Patrick Star game. Done. This game's C tier now. Are you surprised? Anyways, you are loved, and I appreciate you. If you want to see me play another game, YouTube thinks you'd be really into this video on screen. So why not click on it if you still got some time to watch? Okay, if you're still watching this video, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.